A good day to you folks. Welcome to Speed Gaming 2 and welcome back to the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer Mentor Tournament 2025. We have a good one for you today, folks. We have our racers Storm and Dace facing off each other. They are mentored today by Cestrion and LucariusLion. I'm Captain MD and today I am joined by Cat Human. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's quite a match to look forward to.
Indeed, it's good to be
Two
back
very
in the
good
booth.
runners.
Alright, so we have some pretty simple RAs today. It's just new patcher and multiplayer pickups. So nothing overly complex. Otherwise, we should be looking for a good race. Anything in particular you want to see today, Cat Human?
Space jump on O'Lear.
Space jump on O'Lear. Now that would be spicy.
Got that in an async once. Love to see it again.
Oh my goodness. Well, we start off with a handsome little energy tank. Certainly not unwelcome in the opening. But you're going to have to come back here for a Sky Temple key.
Yep. Early info.
Appropriate place for that. But yes, admittedly, I've been kind of out of the loop the last few weeks on how the tournament's been playing out. I've just been like swamped with work. So
yeah, Storm and Dace have been kind of winning a lot of their matches.
Very nice. Let me see if I can get our Swiss rounds punched up here on challenge as we go through our Alpha Splinter fight.
Oh wow, Storm finished that fight pretty fast.
Yeah, it's easy. An easy way to handle the Dark Splinters is to try and group them together so that a single charge shot will hit more than one enemy at a time.
Yeah, another thing you can try to do is like you charge shot one and then you switch to the other and then the splash kills the other one.
Indeed, yeah, because the splash doesn't also do 50 damage like the main charge shot, so you have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, Storm and Dace are both 4-0, so one of them is breaking their winning streak today.
Yep.
Now,
Alpha Splinter kill. Other energy tank.
Alright, so a double energy tank start. Again, not unwelcome, especially since, I don't know if it's just my imagination, but Randomizer has been getting very stingy with suits lately.
It can be like that, yes.
Stingy with suits, and like 99 times out of 100 light suit is required. At least in my seeds. Alright, that all being said, it was a missile tank up top in Transport B access, so we're going to have to unfortunately leave that behind. No bombs or space jump to get that immediately. I cannot see what that is in Temple Assembly site.
Yeah, I can't get a good look at that. I want to say it's a beam ammo? Okay, it might be like a missile. I think they would have got it if it was a missile, though.
Either way,
Probably
Dace is about to get utterly bullied here by, there we go. Now, our runners do start with Violet Translator as per typical tournament settings, so they are able to just knock down the door to Aegon right away. And we get a beam-related upgrade in a Cursed Lake here, so could be very important. Could be super missiles.
Yeah.
Now, as I understand, we're still on version 8.0. Oh, hello.
That is, that pretty much tells you. Oh, and Chica's. Well,
right.
A little double boss.
2 bosses today. This is going to be fun.
Unless they know quad skip, I guess.
How much do you want to bet Quad has a key anyway? I was doing a seed the other day on 8.10 dev, and I had Chica and Quad and 2 most required because Chica had screw attack.
Yeah. I would like to see just one more key maybe on a Morbus. That'd be nice. Get a ball in there.
I mean, considering that this is a battle of the best in Swiss right now, I see nothing more fitting. All right, we're seeing Storm take a detour with power bombs in tow. We technically don't have a logical way through Aegon Mining Plaza at the moment here, so the path forward is going to be to actually make a detour to Dynamo Chamber.
Yeah, when you get power bombs early like this, it's good to just head back to Temple Grounds usually.
Yeah, so comm area is open, Dynamo Chamber is open, GFMC is open, Hive Chamber B is open. Hive Chamber B is actually not a particularly tough sell if the only thing you got is power bombs, and there we go. That's what they lead to.
Okay. Oh, not going all the way through.
Oh, was that a visor upgrade in Temple Assembly Site?
Oh, that could be Echo maybe.
All right, well,
I
Dace
see that
ends...
not being.
Sorry.
Yeah, I could. Oh, it's an Emerald Translator.
All right, now Dace did task jump for that, while Storm just came back with space jump. So Dace lost a tiny bit of time there doing that task jump. Storm was just able to happily space jump into the tunnel.
Yeah, I mean Dace got it pretty quick though, which is pretty nice.
Fair. And with space jump, this comm area check is a cakewalk, and it leads to an echo visor. That's concerning. Required mining plaza, anybody?
I think our runners might be capable of skipping that. At least the
If-
Morbus requirement.
Certainly, if our runners, with the help of their mentors, can handle the SAU for sure. That being said, we saw that the reliquary hint is a life support system, so that is dead. Now, I am aware, and I have had a chance to peek at the new hint system hinted in 8.10. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, they've got instead they have like Chozo technology and Luminoth technology.
Yeah, it's considerably more cryptic, is the way I would describe it.
Yeah.
Or I should say it's a lot less direct.
Which I think is a wonderful thing, to some extent.
Certainly a bit more of a brain teaser. Now, that being said, we do have an Emerald Translator already available to us, so we can check the hint in Fortress Transport Access, as well as the item if we peek it correctly.
Yes. Get this hint. We could even go to Grand Wind Chamber, get a peek there, get Wind Chamber Gateway if we're confident in dashing.
All right, and we have our Aegon key hints today. They are in Dark, Aegon, and Torvis.
Little thing to make this peek easier is, oh, I guess Storm already peeked it. But if you actually go further back and then you move forward, your camera will be tilted up more. Dace is taking some damage here. Should probably...
I was about to say, yeah, Dace needs to watch out for that turret, because it does 20 damage per hit.
Yeah, that and it bumps you around, so it's kind of hard to see the item, but apparently Dace saw it. Chop of the Wind Chamber, that looks like Dark Visor? Or what is that? That can't be Dark Visor, can it?
It is a visor upgrade, I think.
Maybe that's Cobalt.
We're going to see Storm do the extended dash to get that, to at least cross over, rather, to Wind Chamber Gate.
A red key.
Now we know
Maybe
that
pretty
is
important.
Not, yeah, we know that is not a Aegon key. We did get a hint earlier that those are in Dark Aegon and Dark Torvis. That being said,
Eventually we'll find out what that visor is, or translator, or whatever.
Indeed. Now, that being said, that key is required because it is a Chica key.
Yeah.
Ooh, and we see Dace making a detour, going straight for Transport A access and getting Light Beam, perfectly in logic, courtesy of that Emerald Translator.
Yeah, the space jump boots and the emerald, and then that tells you, oh, there's probably something here.
Yeah, Emerald is probably one of the most powerful translators for opening doors and revealing hints. Amber is also equally good.
Yeah, Amber's pretty cool. Cobalt, however, is kind of useless.
The problem with Cobalt is that by the time you get it, you probably already have your seed planned out a little bit more.
Or you're in go mode.
Most likely. All right, so with that in mind, Dace is going to go ahead, and I believe this is going to be... It's either going to be an Aegon dive or a quick detour to Hive Chamber B. Hive Chamber B is a tough... It's tough to decide if you want to detour for that or go do Bomb Guardian first. Usually when I get power bombs with no bombs, I do Hive Chamber B first, but we've also gotten a fairly good suite of equipment that we can use in Aegon, namely power bombs, light beam, and space jump, so I think you'll be okay to go to Aegon and under these conditions.
Yeah, not having missile launcher, but yeah, I could get it like at any time, and then there's something in that loop. I think it's still good to kind of just leave that for later so that you're not going back and forth there.
I
In
would
case,
say
there's something important on DMT. But yeah, I can see that.
I would say it's fairly more likely that power bombs just straight up leads to missiles, like the launchers probably in mining station access or something stupid like that. Oh, what is that?
That looked like it could be an ETM, but didn't really get a good look at that.
I'm going to take a look on the lovely Twitch playback on that one. That might have been a major item.
Oh.
It's either a major item or an energy tank. Wasn't 100% sure on that one.
Yeah, it could be boost ball of some sort, maybe, or gravity.
There's a world where it could be a ball upgrade. The Dark Torvus Chickahee, though, is a bit awkward for that, though. Because you need, like, boosted spider for a good chunk of stuff in that area. Actually, it's more the lower Torvus stuff, but even still. What is that in Mining Station A? That looked like something tiny.
Yeah, I didn't get quite a good look at that. Storm is going to Hive Chamber B, it seems.
Alright, I don't have too much of a problem with this play. I mean, like I said, there is a fairly good chance there is something in there.
Yeah, I mean, if bombs are there, then this will work out. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was an amber. And as expected, Missile Launcher was just chilling in Portal Access A. So yeah, that checks. Unfortunately, Dace is going to be going through this Aegon loop without that, so will not have access to 4 fairly easy hints.
I think if Dace kills Bomb Guardian here, or goes here, this is fine too. Then I think this is alright. Dace will eventually make their way back for that Amber, I think. Unless they find bombs.
Yeah, it would seem that Dace is locking in with the play to wait until defeating Bomb Guardian, then going back and just getting everything at once. Now, this will work out better for Dace if Hive Chamber A is required, if there is something on DMT, but if there is not, then Storm is going to end up with a fairly significant knowledge advantage here. Okay, Storm gave us a slightly better look at that.
I think that was Sonic Boom.
You think so?
That's what it looked like to me.
Alright, the Hive Temple keys are irrelevant. It didn't look like... Yeah, it doesn't look like it's something I immediately recognize. So yeah, we'll come back to that later. Yeah, Hive Temple keys are irrelevant. I did not see what was in Central Mining Station. Unfortunately, we can't really... we could get that. We have Light Beam and Space Jump. Now, Dace has to be a little careful here. And yeah, is keeping that in mind. Yeah, you have to take out those boxes either with the power bomb itself or from the top of the grade, because if you fall into that the first time, you do not get to unmorph. Oh, it was a ball upgrade.
Oh.
As hinted by Mining Station A.
Missile.
Alright, Alright, so yeah, Storm, I guess, didn't have a power bomb for the upgrade here, so just went back for it real quick. Unfortunately, with no Dark Beam, Dace has to, both runners have to go through this the hard way, although could sneak around with Light Beam, although no way to lower the crystal switches without Skewer Attack or Dark Beam.
So Dace is gonna get whatever this Morph Ball upgrade, which I'm assuming is bombs.
I think I do remember seeing a slight orangey glow, so it's probably bombs. Oh yeah, that's totally bombs.
Yeah. And that is a suit in Sandcash.
Suddenly going for Amber Translator early is looking really good for Storm. Yeah, Dark Suit before diving Aegon at all is just a huge relief to see.
Yeah, it definitely makes you not have to worry about your health as much. I wouldn't say it's that bad, especially on 2E tanks, though.
2E tanks is probably safe, is very likely safe for early Aegon for sure, but you definitely don't want to spend your whole game on Various Suit until you get like 80 tanks. Like tends to happen in my seeds. Ooh.
In Battleground.
So there's a fairly high chance that that is one of our 3 Aegon keys that were hinted in that region. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see a Dark Visor for that. Could be a Sky Temple key as well.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things. I think one of the Aegon keys, yes, was hinted.
One of the Aegon keys was hinted. Dark Aegon. One of the Inghive keys might have also been hinted there, but I wasn't 100% sure. I wasn't paying that much attention because the Hive keys are irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of helps you eliminate certain red keys, I guess, but not really something that you pay attention to too much.
Indeed. Alright, so quick kill at Bomb Guardian here from Dace. Now, Dace is going a little too close to the energy controller in these cutscenes here, and you don't want to do that if you want to save time just to avoid extra loading, because when you skip a cutscene and you're trying to load the energy controller, it does slow things down. The cutscene skip is a little bit slower, so you do typically want to head back towards temple access because that loads way faster.
Storm is going for the stash. Bit of an interesting setup here.
Ooh, and we've got free super missiles today in the Aegon energy controller. Unfortunately,
and no
Dace,
hint.
Yeah, Dace, forgetting for a second that missing Amber.
Oh, and Storm got up. Now Storm gets to skip that whole cutscene. Pirates.
So that all being said, we're starting to paint a profile of our seed here. We have super missiles, we have bombs. The only thing keeping us out of Torvis right now is from the Temple Ground side is Amber Translator. Well, actually, no, we have we know about Amber Translator, so technically we have Torvis access, although can't really do much besides go into the front door.
Surprised Storm did not go from the top.
Oh yeah, with bombs you could have BSJ'd up to the top and just skipped the blast door. Although Storm may be just going for the item. Yeah, Storm's going for the item and then ducking out and going around.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't really want to go too far in labs without Dark Beam anyway.
Yeah, and chat brings up a good point that with Power Bombs and Light Beam, Hazing Cliff is in logic.
Yeah, with the Dark Suit.
Even without Dark Suit, 2 energy tanks is enough on medium strictness.
Oh, I think this was recent. This has actually been kind of bounced around a lot, but we ultimately figured out that it is logical that you need Dark Suit because of Suitless Aether.
Interesting. So yeah, just to bring folks up to speed here, the seed's kind of just starting to come to life. We already have 2 bosses required. We have a key on Tumos and Chica. That being said, we found some good stuff early. We've already got Echo Visor and Super Missiles, which are kind of the two late game items you don't want to be hunting for.
Yeah, I think Storm is going to get quite an advantage from this Amber Translator. I thought maybe Dace, there is a potential that they would go back for it, but now I think it will be really awkward to route those hints back in. Whereas Storm has a bit of more of a smoother routing with it. Probably will find it eventually. But yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see probably both runners do the Dark Aegon loop first here. And with Super Missiles in tow, they do have easy access to Warrior's Walk as well as Doomed Entry, courtesy of Light Beam. So they will be able to check a significant chunk of items on their way through Dark Aegon here. They will have to leave behind in Cache 4, however, due to a lack of Dark Beam. There is always progression in Underground Tunnel.
There is always progression in Underground Tunnel, indeed.
So that has our second suit, which actually there's not a whole lot keeping us out of that right now. If we can get through the front door in Torvis, then we just need Dark Beam. Yep. So that's it.
I think Dace will eventually find Amber because, I mean, unless they find Boost and Seekers, they probably are going to go, okay, Amber has to be somewhere. Because of, you know, in order to get into Torvis.
Ooh, Storm getting the priority power bomb drops there off the street. That's a very convenient spot to farm those.
Storm's going to want a lot of them, for sure.
Now, that being said, because there's not much we can do in Torvis, Dace will ultimately probably be funneled back into that Amber Translator sooner rather than later, and if there is a hint for DMT, that would be also really nice. Unfortunately, if there is, it's probably Amber locked. Oh, hello. All right.
Hey, Darkme.
All right, so that is a nice progression in Broom Closet. Dace going through what I like to call standard trial tunnel procedures. Just going through the whole thing with no health. Typical day at the office, nothing to see here.
Oh, but we'll have to do the instamorph into the tunnel to get it.
Oh yeah, that's kind of yikes with no
and there's no
standable attack.
Yeah, the standable's broken.
Oh well. Yeah, gravity is something you don't want to leave behind, especially with Dark Torvis required. Or not required, with Dark Torvis having an Aegon key. Might need to do some shenanigans in Lower Torvis to get to that. We'll see. Now, we don't have a hint for a Morbus yet, but the way I always do things is if you don't have the hint, get the key. We've got another non-Aegon key up here.
Oh, there's another one.
All right, I mean, that's two, and we already know it's required.
Maybe Spider's right here?
That would be hilarious if it was.
No.
So yeah, right now, Storm, with Amber and going for Spider's Treasure, definitely has the knowledge advantage. Unfortunately, is not able to get two very good items here.
Yeah, we'll have to come back with Spider.
Alright, and thanks to that Dark Beam, we can now not have to do an annoying detour for Incash 4 later, and Dace is awarded with a third energy tank. Currently still running various suits, so not going to complain. Interestingly, Dace not taking the, not going for Warrior's Walk here. Or just detouring briefly for a safety save.
I'm seeing what Storms do. I feel like Storm... Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, just get the instamorph. That's good.
Well done. I
was gonna say...
I don't think I could do that.
I was gonna say, come back for it later with Spider, because you need it anyway for Gulling Chamber, but, yeah, just get it.
Okay, and Dace is detouring, is gonna go for Warrior's Walk, I think. Just wanted to take a safety save for a health refill. Or just in general, a safety save, because, yeah, dying here now without having saved would have been really, really unfortunate.
Now we get to see what's in Warrior's Walk. Red key. That's probably an Aegon key.
Yeah, we do need that. Actually, no, we don't know if we need that, but better to get it now and not have to go back for it. Although it is in a great spot if a Morbus is required, to be fair.
Yeah.
All right, so right now, so Dace is going to get the Doomed Entry check. It is actually able to just loop around the entirety of Dark Labs here.
Yeah, eventually Storm will follow up here.
Most likely. And yeah, Dace can keep himself busy in this area for a solid 10 minutes. With super missiles in tow, you can also scan dash for storage C, no problem.
Yeah.
And we'll see if either runner knows a trick, a workaround here for sand processing, because right now that's pretty much the only thing they can't. Well, they also might have a little trouble with main reactor. No spider ball to BSJ off with, and oop, that was a bad time to knock that light field down.
I think both our runners know sand processing. I'm wondering. Well, I don't know about Dace. I sometimes think not do it, but Storm knows it for sure.
All right then.
I wonder if they know the feeding pit secret world. Oh, that was supers.
Yeah, that's already pretty much a dead hint. Thanks, game. I mean, it could have been nice if you went straight for that early. But honestly, you were going to fall into super missiles pretty much regardless in this seed. Ooh, a nice gold drop there for Dace. Certainly not unwelcome.
Yep, manipulating the drop system, kind of. I mean, being low in health does that, but yeah.
So yeah, much like Dace, Storm is going to be able to do this full loop, assuming he doesn't accidentally forget Broom Closet. Hi, Dark Samus. Bye, Dark Samus. Alright, so regardless of what this is, Dace is going to grab it just because it reloads main reactor immediately, allowing you to quickly peek the item inside, as well as the key bearer. Which we may need to consider for later.
That looks like medium. It glows a lot.
Ooh, Dark Oasis is a key. Now, if that is an Aegon key, I'm going to be very shocked, because that is not only Light Suit and Dark Visor locked, but it's also Power Bomb Guardian locked.
Yeah.
So I would be very, very surprised if that's an Aegon key. And indeed, we are going to see Dace do the BSJ method here to try and get sand processing without boost ball. Ooh, unfortunately, the camera decided to betray Dace a little bit there.
Yeah, something you can do to kind of fix the camera here is if you, on your first morph, it'll normally shift to a certain direction. So if you just morph again, it'll stay straight.
Alright, Alright, so at this point, runners are kind of just, well, Dace is giving us new information little by little, but Storm is currently just retracing Dace's footsteps here. Now, that being said, things we do need. We know we need to fight Chica, so grapple or screw attack would be nice for that. I would assume Dace isn't going to sit on Dark Suit for too long, but this is entirely dependent on what happens in labs and if there's a bigger incentive to go elsewhere. Yeah. So it looks like Storm's using super missiles. Believe it or not, I think Light Beam is faster.
Yeah, I think so too.
That being said, Storm is going into this fight with 35 missiles, so it's not like there's a shortage of missiles to go around.
Fortunately, Dace will be missing out on sand processing. But let's get to see what's in bioenergy, which looks... Is that grapple beam?
I think so.
Spider?
Looks a little too small to be spider ball. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I
grapple
think,
beam.
yeah.
Okay, grapple beam before screw attack. Now that is a little concerning. Oops, super missile whiffed. You know when Warriors Walk is the biggest pain in the backside is when you don't have space jump. And you're trying to bomb jump your way out of that. Not fun. Especially when the game hasn't given you an energy tank.
Yeah, not the most fun thing. Dace will get this grapple beam. And Storm. We get this SDK that's in Cache 1.
Alright, so we're going to see Dace here do here is we're going to see a scan dash from this upper platform onto the storage C entrance, so that way we could just check that without Spider and Boost Ball or Screw Attack. Like so.
And another key.
Alright. So that was 9, okay. Alright, looks like Storm is trying to scan dash up to the top of the platform here. This is one of the more tougher scan dashes. This is something that even I can't do. Yet. Usually by now I have Screw Attack.
Yeah, that's usually what happens here. Is Screw Attack is usually an early thing, but not this seed.
If only because it has so many logical implications and it can break down so many doors you wouldn't think it could. Alright, so I think at this point I'm fairly sure Dace is done with labs.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he forgot that the blast door is still down from his last visit.
The Dace is gonna have to go around.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long walk. The save station is kind of on the other side of Vent Area B.
Yeah, this race is actually kind of showing why the dash for Central Mining Station is, or the slope jump, is so important to know. It's because of the lockdown and this whole situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dace decided to not get bombs first, and was not able to BSJ up to the top of the turret platform. So Dace still has some time to figure things out here while Storm does this labs trek, although I would wager that he's not going to take too terribly long going through at this point.
Yeah, they might high five, potentially.
Oh yeah, they're totally going to high five at the save station. Oof. Dace got grabbed right on the last frame of the scan. So to answer a question, Chad, for how the Mentor tournament works, the players are essentially being coached. The players on screen are essentially being coached by some of our veterans. Storm is being coached by Cestrion, and Lucarius is the one coaching Dace.
Alright, Storm gets the BSJ. Dace will probably safe warp here. Okay, nothing too important.
Yeah, so luckily for Dace, nothing too terribly consequential, so Storm just going to improvise here with the BSJ to get out, even though he does not yet have Boost Ball. Now, unfortunately, no Amber Translator for Dace, so cannot open the door to Meeting Grounds. With this equipment, unfortunately, we don't have a way to check Sky Temple keys yet. We can't get out of bounds for... we can't get out of... Well, you could theoretically wall crawl around. Well, no, you don't have Screw Attack yet, so you can't bonk up. Unless you want a multi-BSJ, you can't bonk up to the top of the gondola and abandon base.
Oh, about that. If you lower one of the claws, you can just jump on it, and then you can just jump your way to the top.
Okay, well, today I learned. I've just been Screw Attack bonking onto the thing.
I mean, the Screw Attack bonk is faster, because you have to bomb one of the slots, and then go on that.
Yeah, and then after that, you could just wall crawl all the way around to Sky Temple Gate, even all the way through Hall of Eyes.
Dace will have to find the suit, though, to be able to do all that. With Storm, on the other hand, having the suit could definitely do that. But probably better to find Dark Visor or Screw Attack first, because they have super missiles. They can just do those extra checks, and if they have Screw Attack, they can do an out of bounds or the Seeker Lock.
Indeed. Now, that being said, Dace did go out of the way to check GFMC's ship just to be sure. Now, unfortunately, Dace doesn't have Amber Translator yet. Well, could have gone to Path of Eyes with super missiles. So, because that probably would have been a little better, because then you can route in items and door unlocks in the meantime and read 2 hints. Oh, nobody checked this. That's right, because missiles were so late to the bandwagon. Looks like Dace is going to give us a peek of Plane of Dark Worship here. Not going to be able to get this yet until Dark Suit is found. Cannonball would also be nice, but probably not happening.
Yeah.
And what did we say a Curse Lake was? A beam-related upgrade. So yeah, that could still be like Annihilator Beam, but other than that, that's pretty much the only major item we care about.
I think that was maybe a Dark Beam ammo of some sort.
It didn't look like anything important. Yeah, it looks like dark ammo. There's certainly nothing else that doesn't somewhat glow that we would be looking for at this stage.
Now we get to see if Dark Missile Trooper has something.
Yeah, so Dace passed up on Hive Chamber B in favor of just going straight to Aegon with the current tools and equipment. Which, to be fair, was not a bad play. I mean, look at all the stuff we've picked up without Dark Suit directly. So, at this particular point,
terrible.
Yeah, at this point, Dark Suit's only been a convenience. It hasn't been like gating any major items. That being said, once we find light suit in an underground tunnel, then that's where things start to spice up a little bit.
And dark ammo.
That's unfortunate. We're going to see a detour here from Mineshaft. I don't recall if Dace checked this. I don't
Yeah, I
believe
don't think
so.
they did.
Yeah, it looks like it is just more dark ammo that at this point we can probably get away without. We haven't seen any of our multiplayer pickups. They are turned on for this seed.
Now, something that Storm could do here is isolating Dark Missile Trooper, which would be a bit odd, but would save a bit of time, potentially. A risky play.
I feel like we're not going to see Storm... well, the thing is... Yeah, the thing is we have Torvus access, so I think Storm would rather try to avoid going for one-off checks. In a situation like this where you know you have a lot of things you need... Oh, hi, Cobalt Translator. You were there the whole time?
Okay, so that is Dark Visor on top of the Wind Chamber. That can be there.
Okay, so what is putting that... Oh, that's late in logic, then. That's a very late in logic Dark Visor. Because normally that needs Screw Attack and 2 beams and Seeker Missiles. And Boost. It could also... You could get away with just Grapple Beam if you go from the Meeting Ground side.
Okay, Dace is not going to miss out on this, on the Amber Hints in the suit. That's good.
Yeah, and Dace also didn't get Cobalt Translator after diving through Dark Aegon the first time, so that is something that he's going to want to turn around for. Okay, so there is an Inghive key somewhere in Dark Aegon as well. We'll have to bear that in mind. Okay, so that key in Battleground could also be one of the Inghive keys, which honestly, given how late in logic Dark Visor is, that seems the most probable.
Yeah.
It could also be in Dark Oasis, which would be a big sigh of relief if that's the case.
Yeah, that can certainly be the case. Getting pretty close to go mode here almost. Potentially, because we don't have like a lot of items to really find.
Nice Dark Beam hint, thanks game. That is true. I mean, you could, depending on keys, we could get away without Dark Visor. We need, if you could quad skip, you can get away without Boost and Spider too. Ooh,
oh, there's Spider.
It's in Dark Torvus Arena. That's a spicy spot for that, because that could be either in the... Ooh, we can't actually get that right now. That's either locked by Screw Attack or Boost Ball.
No, there might be a way to get that without those two. I think Storm might know it too.
Alright, we'll see what the play is here. Yeah, Dace learning about Light Suit. So yeah, we do know Light Suit is in play, as you mentioned before. I think the areas we still have to be a little bit cautious of is Poison Bog and Dungeon, because again, in my experience, like Light Suit is almost always required lately.
Yeah, a lot of those dark water. It's kind of the main thing.
Yeah, not to mention we really need to keep our eye on Dark Oasis. Although that being said, okay, Poison Bog. Poison Bog could be Seeker Missiles. Alright, another emerald hint here, and this one tells us that the gravity boost is one room away from Cat East. Thanks, game.
Oh look, that grapple beam coming in hand.
All right, well, there's boost. That solves one of our big logic mysteries.
So, as long as we find screw attack, I think this is pretty free.
It is looking like it. You know, you could get away without Seekers on a number of occasions here.
Yeah, the only thing that would really stop is War Ritual Ground.
War Ritual Grounds, yeah, at this point, there's not too much, ooh, Sky Temple Key.
Chat pointing out, yeah, Annihilator for Tumos if Storm doesn't know quad skip. But I mean, if there's also the potential of main gyro, and then that's always fun.
Well, the nice thing about the Annihilator being hiccup right now is that we're still looking for stuff anyway because we have to get the Chica keys. So if Annihilator Beam just falls on your lap while you're looking for your keys, you're golden. And we don't know where the Chica keys even are yet, so as far as we're concerned, it's a blind hunt.
Yeah.
That being said, we are only looking for one more key. Oops, Storm's having a little trouble scan dashing to the top of the bridge here.
Don't really need to dash like this.
Didn't have the height. Excuse me, game. I'm fairly certain we... Really? From that angle, it was considered blocked. Thanks, game. Thanks a bunch. Oh, now Storm's just getting bullied.
Well, a little thing you can do is you can actually, if you fully scan an object like this, you can actually buffer the dash. I think Storm is trying to do it too fast for what they're comfortable doing, and you don't really need to do that.
Storm is just getting bullied in this great bridge. All right, so we got another 3 items up for grabs here. And after that, we'll get a nice free light suit. Alright, Dace is about to walk into Cobalt Translator. I would say, like, if there's one thing you don't want to be hunting for late, it's translators, because not only do you have to go hunting for it, you don't even get hits. So I would argue that, not necessarily for finding items, but for knowledge, that the translators are insanely powerful. Oop, Storm sending another super missile into the ground. Umos is not going to be happy with the property damage bill from that one.
Okay, everything comes back. Especially the crates.
Aegon, Inghive, and Temple Grounds are our Torvus keys. So we found Temple Grounds and Inghive, so the last key is in Aegon.
And there's not really a lot of places that can be in Aegon, so... Pretty sure that's Mine Station B, or Sand Canyon.
Very likely. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all that's left. We've seen Sand Processing, we've seen Storage C. So it sounds like it's Seeker's locked.
Oh, not enough missiles.
Oh, no. This is why you scan the hologram. To answer your question, chat, we have not yet gotten Sky Temple key hints. I think our runners are waiting on either Screw Attack or Secret Missiles. And a reminder to the audience, there is always progression in Underground Tunnel. Nice boost ball hint.
Greatest hint.
Okay, yeah, the hints are kind of starting to dry up a little bit here. That being said, the only thing that we're really looking for that's not hinted are Secret Missiles and Screw Attack.
Yeah, I'd say the main thing here is the Screw Attack.
Not a bad improvised takedown there on the Commandos. And it looks like Storm is not going to make a detour to Med Vista here to peek that yet.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising, actually.
Yeah, there's a world where that's Secret Missiles, but thankfully that boost in Path of Roots does solve the issue of Spider Ball.
Oh,
So,
also doesn't know the boost jump, too.
oof, Dace getting bullied here, too.
Surprised they're leaving that. That's, that could be important. That is a pretty free check, even if it's non-logic yet.
Alright, we're going to see the Dark Torvus loop here, and I believe at this point Storm can get just about everything except Poison Bog, which, again, that could be Secret Missiles. Actually, given what we now... actually, no, it couldn't. If it is Dark Visor and Wind Chamber, then it can't be Secret Missiles.
The boost jump is not that bad. I would say it's one of the easier ones.
And it's in the half pipe. Oof, that puffer. Another Storm is just getting bullied in this Torvus.
Oh. Baja, there's a setup for it. I promise you, it's not that bad.
Okay, got a little spooked there because Boost Guardian got hit by the powerbomb a little late.
Oh, they're Seekers.
All right, is this just Cetus Freus? We're just looking for Screw Attack, and then we're pretty much seed solved here.
Yeah.
Because that puts Dark Visor in logic.
Could get Dark Visor the good old vanilla way.
Now that being
Do the
said,
puzzle.
we know of 2 additional keys, and we've only seen 3. So there's a good chance these other few keys are probably in really lousy spots, given we haven't seen them already. Because I had a seed where my remaining keys were in, let's see if I can remember where I had to go backtrack for my keys. They were in Dark Oasis, Feeding Pit, someplace really stupid in Dark Torvus. I think it was Poison, was it Poison Bog? I think it was Poison Bog, yeah. But yeah, like I had to backtrack to every single corner of the world after getting my Screw Attack and Light Suit. So I wouldn't put it past Randovania to do something similar here. That would be
unlimited missiles.
Ooh, certainly not something you want to skip out on if it's right there. It's a pretty easy pickup. You have either standable terrain or grapple beam. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a cache when we don't have screw attack. So, unless Storm knows another way out of bounds, we are not likely going to see a cache be chasm here.
Unless screw attack just happens to be here, of course.
Which would be hilarious. It was funny because that seed I was talking about, that is an Aegon key. All right, so that's 2 out of 3 Aegon keys. I don't think we know where the third one was. But yeah, I think I remember in that seed I was talking about, yeah, Chica had screw attack, and then it was like, well, guess I can do Cash Be Chasm now. Thanks, game. I'm already right here.
I think Storm is probably going to go for hints now. I think now is a good time.
Yeah, pretty safe bet. While you're at it, you could detour to Grand Wind Chamber, get Dark Beam, not Dark Beam, Dark Visor. Yeah, this is looking like Cetus Frias here, folks. The only big question mark is screw attack.
Yeah, you either, because we don't have screw attack, you either have to do the puzzle or you try to do the dash.
Yeah, I think after you check hints, I think you save warp bat, or you go back to your pivot save and you go to Lower Torvis. You could either go to Lower Torvis or go to Sank. Honestly, you could go to Sank. You're about to get Dark Visor here, so you could just go through the front door.
I kind of want to see screw attack to be War Ritual Grounds. That Storm does the puzzle.
I think that we're less likely to see that. I think Storm's just going to go get hints first. I mean, if screw attack is in War Ritual Grounds, then yeah, you do have to do this thing the hard way, but... can screw attack be on Worms? It could be. We don't know what Worms has yet, and it's been... And we know where the keys are. And all the keys should be... All the remaining Aegon locations should be in play by now.
We'll get to see what's in Med Vista here. That didn't look important.
Correction. There is one location in Aegon that is not in play yet, and that is Dark Aegon, rather, that's not in play, and that is in Cache 2. Alright, so we already know Dark Torvis Temple and Hive Temple are two, not Hive Temple, and Main Energy Controller are 2 of our keys. Where are the other 4 we're missing? That'd be Tumos. Thanks, game. We knew that already.
That was key number 8.
Aerial Training Site, that's free with Screw Attack. Dark Torvis Temple, we knew already. Dark Oasis. Storage A. A rare pleasure to see that required. Battleground. So both of those caches are Sky Temple keys.
We need that Dark Visor.
All right, so the 4 keys that we didn't know about already are ATS, Dark Oasis, Storage A, and Battleground. All right. So we might be able to get away without Worms if they just don't, like, have Screw Attack chilling in the temple. I think you have a choice, and both are good. You either go to Lower Torvis, check the items and the hints there, or you go to Sank and just rush through that and check hints while you're there too, because you have Cobalt. So both options are equally good. I think at this point you play for hints, because you're only looking for one item at this point, that being Screw Attack. And you know where your last Chickakee is. Based on the Chickakee hint. So you know where that last key is. So... yeah, I think you... ooh, Dace laid the powerbomb a little too far from Boost Guardian there, and it did not connect all the way. Yeah, Dace's gonna have to lay those bombs way earlier if you want to intercept Boost Guardian. Double damage would certainly make this fight a little better too if you if you don't lay the power bomb correctly.
If you have Sunburst.
Oh yeah, double damage
greatest
Sunburst.
thing.
Yeah, double damage Sunburst is hilarious. The day I discovered that, I thought I broke the game. Feed me, Samus! Yeah, after 2 gulps you get a power bomb. That makes sense. Yeah, unfortunately, Boost Guardian is kind of bullying Dace a little bit here. It does seem like there really isn't a lot of chance to spread out. Well, until now, there hasn't really been much chance to spread out this seed. It's pretty much just been do all your stuff in Aegon, do all your stuff in Torvis, and then have fun full clearing the whole game looking for Screw Attack.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Luckily, we have every single translator, and we can kind of do a mix of routing keys and routing hands.
Yeah, and we also have to make a pit stop in Lower Torvis anyway because Dark Oasis is required. And for those not in the know, in order to get the item in Dark Oasis to load, you do have to defeat and get the item off of Powerbomb Guardian. That is okay. That might actually be really worth picking up.
Yeah, we should probably get that.
I'm sure Storm will route that in on the way out from Powerbomb Guardian or something. Although it's a bit unfortunate right now that Storm is missing the last Chickakee in Aegon.
Oh.
Well, we found
There's one of the
where
Inhive keys.
we found where that Dark Aegon key that was hinted there. You get the idea. There was a key hint, Inhive key hinted in Dark Aegon. That's where it is. And what was Dungeon Beam related? That is, could be Annihilator Beam. I'm surprised Storm didn't detour, by the way, for Grand Wind Chamber after reading hints. I guess it might not be Dark Visor up there.
I mean, I don't think it's too bad to kind of just leave it for now. Maybe wait until you get Screw Attack.
Oh, there's your Seeker Missile hint. Thanks, game. Now, how many always hints are left at this point? We've seen all the key hints. We've seen all the boss hints. So, and we've not seen any of our joke hints. So we've seen all of our always hints. And there's one more hint in Lower Torvis. So there's 5 more item-related hints left. Oh, Dace also getting eaten. Yeah, not having Screw Attack for, nope, you're gonna, okay, good, Dace saw it this time. I was about to say, yep, Dace went to a full stop, you're gonna get eaten. Quad is guarding the Dark Burst, lol. Too bad this ain't Door Rando.
Oh, that wasn't Dark Burst in, called Pod W.
Imagine Screw Attack on Spider Guardian, says chat. It could happen.
Could also be sink entrance. Little fun time.
Sank entrance wouldn't even be that bad at this point.
I would say it's kind of bad just because it's pretty much a last location.
It will
I'm
be if
very
Storm
surprised Storm is not getting this cannonball though. Especially for this fight.
Maybe wants to. Actually, yeah, I am curious as to why Storm is not getting cannonball here. Maybe expects to reset out of someplace.
But yeah, you have to. I don't know. Maybe.
Alright, do we have anything on Alpha Blog today? No.
Yeah, I would say it's a little questionable. I think you just grab the cannonball, even though. I mean, there's no reason you want to really come back to Lower Torvis once you've cleared it out.
Well, the other thing is, and it just clicked with me, that Storm doesn't have screw attack, and that's what really lets you avoid pretty much all the cannons. So, I'm wagering Storm's just being cautious in that regard, because I would wager he really wants to save that cannonball for Chica.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is I don't think it's worth coming back to Lower Torvis, grabbing the cannonball, and then going back up.
Yeah, because there's no easy way back up from Dark Lower Torvis. Like, there's no Cashby Ascension.
Well, there is one. It's just, it takes a while.
Well, today I learned. Alright, we are seeing Mining Station B here. Now, that looks like it is the last Chica key up there. So yeah, as expected, it was in Mining Station B. And yeah, Dace needs to get that. Which can do. It's just a matter of either doing the puzzle or doing the BSJ. Take your pick. Just don't get red Kraelied. Alright, we have an item in Dark Oasis. And the hint reads, did you know that Bigfoot and Santa Claus exist in the Metroid universe?
You know, I've read that hint quite a few times. I don't know what they mean by that.
There is a hint in one of the trooper logs in the Hive area that specifically mentions, it talks about Samus and how she dealt with space pirates. Like, and the line specifically reads, if they want to believe in this bounty hunter or Bigfoot or Santa Claus, I don't care. Something along that line.
Oh.
So yeah, apparently Bigfoot and Santa Claus do in fact exist in the Metroid universe.
Guess so.
Now, that being said, now Storm's gonna get Cannonball. Oh no, it's still actively avoiding Cannonball. All right, Storm calling me a liar.
I'm trying to think of, like, what cannons are we trying to avoid here exactly, aside from, you know, maybe Screw Attack is airy. And then, but then it's like, how do you come back to this? I guess you go to Lower Torvis into Route Chica? I don't know.
And it looks like Dace is now going to go grab Gravity with Gravity and the other Chica key. Now this is actually pretty good for Dace because this will give him all the keys necessary for the Chica fight before going to Lower Torvis. Unfortunately, that also means that he's likely to fight this boss without Cannonball. Now, is going to get unlimited missiles, which is not the best multiplayer pickup for Chica. I think unlimited beam ammo carries a little more weight. Oh, it is Dark Visor and Wind Chamber.
Yep, that confirms it.
Well, so that makes me even more suspicious as to why Storm didn't just go get it on the way out.
I would wager just trying to avoid the puzzle, having to do the puzzle. I mean, if you find Screw Attack.
Yeah, but at this point, you're now you're about to get actively inhibited by it, because now you're not able to check something like say Screw Attack is in Hive Dynamo Works.
Yeah.
So you're gonna miss out on that. We are gonna get a Sank map check here. Yeah, because so far, besides Sky Temple Keys, this Light Suit hasn't really done much else for us besides convenience. That does not count either. And we know Quad isn't guarding the Annihilator Beam. Screw could be Annihilator locked as well, if it is someplace like in Sentinel's Path or Profane Path. In Cache 2 would also be pretty funny. Oh wait, no, In Cache 2 requires Screw normally, never mind. Alright, so Storm is trying to skip the Quentin quad fight here. Succeeds. Except I think that shield's now going to stay up for the rest of the game.
It's not too bad. Just missing a save station.
Amber, Emerald, Cobalt, Crimson. That's actually not a bad puzzle. You only have to cross the middle once. Yeah, any puzzle that has you only cross the center one time is a good puzzle. A puzzle that has you cross it 3 times is complete trash. Quad was hinted to be Dark Burst, so it is not on Quad. The Annihilator is somewhere else nearby, though.
Good info.
It is logically required. Thankfully, there's no Echo Annihilator checks in Inghive that are, that you have to worry about, so... it could be the other ATS check, in which case, that's a logically required Caretaker drone. Have fun with that.
Dace is BSJing out of here.
I'm surprised just BSJing out and not continuing any further. Oh, wait, no, it can't be Hive entrance. Never mind. No, it could be if Screw Attack shows up first.
Yeah. Storm will get the hint.
I think Dace is just waltzing back here in order to, Oh yeah, what is Dace doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Oh, Dace is going for Hive Gyro to see if Annihilator shows up just before then, and then can just bust out via the portal. So that makes sense.
Wants the Annihilator, okay.
Yeah, now Storm knows about Annihilator Beam too, so... Oh. Thinking about it.
Maybe.
Yeah, opening that gate is still nice anyway. Just because it is a very convenient highway out from the Hive Dynamo area.
I guess they're taking this elevator because they don't have Dark Visor.
Right.
Oh, well.
What did it say?
That's a movement system.
Well, we found the Screw Attack.
Wait, did Dace read that hint?
Dace did
Or
not
did
read that hint.
Or did I? Oh.
I don't think Dace read that.
Oh no. That is not a good thing. Yeah, I would think Dace would immediately bolt for that.
Well, I think Dace is going to read it on the way out of Hive Gyro. Either that, or Dace is just going to go straight for no. With no Annihilator Beam here. Well, if Annihilator Beam is here, there's a world where you just go straight for Quad. It is not. Yeah, and unfortunately, Dace is not able to go back out this way due to a lack of Dark Visor.
Yeah. Hopefully Dace finds that hint.
Yeah, that
But
is an
what's funny about this is that we're gonna see the Grand Wind Chamber puzzle, I think.
There's a... Oh, yeah, because we have to go back for Dark Visor. So it is required. You're going to do that puzzle whether you like it or not. I was wondering because yeah, we've been getting some pretty good stuff this seed. Like, when's the ball gonna drop? When is the seed gonna go downhill? All right, so at this point, did Dace go to win? Oh, must have, because at some point he picked up the gateway key.
Yeah.
That being said, I think the seed is now solved.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the seed is definitely solved now. I think Storm has the path.
It's pretty much, at this point, it's a 50-50 for Annihilator being ATS or Hive Entrance.
Yeah, it could be both. Yeah, because Inghive, after Spider's Treasure, really doesn't have that many... Spider's Treasure to ATS really doesn't have that many items. And now Dace is about to get the hint and sees, whoopsie, that's important. So yeah. That, I think, just I think Lucarius might have just told Dace, hey, wait, turn around, you gotta go get Dark Visor. Because yeah, now at this point, we have to go to Wind Chamber before we could do pretty much anything else.
Yeah. So, I guess Storm made the right play of not getting Cannonball?
Yeah, because you yeah, that's probably what it is, because you have to give up Cannonball to do this now.
I mean, you could kind of dash around.
I mean, you could, but do you really want to? Do you really want to scan dash around these platforms like 10 times?
Do some extend dashes across so that you can do the puzzle and not lose Cannonball. And boost jump across the Wind Chamber gateway.
Yeah, so folks, what you're seeing here is Vanilla Grand Wind Chamber, a rare pleasure here on Speed Gaming. Alright, so it looks like Dace is now save warping out of main gyro here. And back around we go.
Yay, the puzzle's solved. Now we can get Dark Visor.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I had an inkling when I saw Grapple Beam before Screw Attack. So that being said, Dace is now also on the path to go mode, and Storm has to actually make a detour to Mining Station B to pick up the last Chica key. Storm does not have that yet.
You get the Dark Pirates?
Yeah, so there's... Right now, both runners have an advantage and a disadvantage. Storm has the advantage of already dealing with Power Bomb Guardian, but not getting the Mining Station B key, and not knowing where it is directly. Dace has the advantage of that key, but not having killed Power Bomb Guardian.
Oh, Dace still hasn't gotten hints.
Yeah, and he's about to discover that too. So yeah, Dace is gonna come out of hints most likely, grab Dark Visor, And then probably plan out the rest of the seed from there, because that will be go mode.
Storm taking sink entrance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're still looking for Annihilator Beam.
The Storm should know it. I mean, they got the hint, I think.
Yeah, both runners know that Annihilator Beam is not here. I wonder if this is...
I think this is a routing decision.
Yeah, because it might be a little... Because we do still have to do stuff here, and it's probably faster to do this than to go all the way back around to Aegon.
I think it might actually make sense to go to Aegon first here, just to get the keys out of the way.
That is true. In Storm's case, that would be more helpful. In Dace's case, he can go back after... he can go back after Powerbomb Guardian.
So I would say this is a little bit of a misroute from Storm here. Oh, Bob pointing out. It could be Sand Canyon.
Bye.
We know it's not, but Storm doesn't.
Yeah, so Dace has all of the key knowledge, so he should effectively be in no mode. Oh yeah, by the way,
Ooh.
Storm, you beat Powerbomb Guardian, so guess what? You gotta deal with Ink Smashers.
Oh, and has no dark ammo.
Does he have a power bomb? They're vulnerable to power bombs.
Probably gonna try to farm one here. Nope. Oh, this is a fun fight.
Yeah, because these guys have a ridiculously high amount of HP. They're meant to be like the equivalent of elite pirates.
Okay, gets a powerbomb drop.
Yeah, that's meant to sort of be your post Powerbomb Guardian training.
Jumping on the quad.
And now Quentin's here. Yeah, Sank is like as soon as you step into Sank, like right after Sank entrance, like even in Sank entrance, immediately everything wants to kill you.
It's the fun quad camera.
Yeah, so Storm definitely lost a little bit of time here on this travel. Definitely would have been faster to just zip through Aegon at this point. Although, again, he doesn't know about where the exact placement of that key is. Although, Storm went to Lower Torvis, right? Yeah, Storm went to Lower Torvis, and that's where the Chica key hint was.
Yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 there too. Like Sand Canyon or you get MSB.
Yeah, Jeff, Windchamber Vanilla. Dark Visor is required for Screw Attack. Because Screw Attack is in Hive Dynamo Works.
And I'm guessing Storm's doing the out of bounds here.
Oh, for quad skip, you mean?
Or spider skip.
Yeah, that checks. Oops, accidentally sent an extra missile into the fourth switch. So yeah, what Storm is going to do is morph here, and then this just kind of casually sends him out of bounds. And then with some well-placed ether jumping is able, or standable terrain jumping, I should say. Whoops.
Oh, wait, I don't think I've ever seen that.
A little bit of terminal fall abuse, and there you go, screw attack. Now, in order to get back out of bounds, that's a simple screw attack into the tunnel, I think.
Did Storm clip through that gate?
Well, what Storm did is use terminal fall abuse and hit a trigger to
Yeah,
change the respawn point.
Yeah, but I saw Storm kind of like go through the gate.
So yeah, Storm is going to reload the room here in order to reset the loading triggers. Unfortunately, because the pirate commanders are sidestepping a little bit, they are
fell down.
There we go.
Yeah, a little thing here is you don't want to go too far into this tunnel.
Because then down you go.
And if you jump, but like you just bonk your head like that, you can, what you can do is you can back out of the tunnel and then just screw attack back in. That way, you know, you don't fall to the bottom like this.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a very large vertical room because of Hive gyro chambers, so, or because of Dynamo Works, rather. So Storm is going to have to do a lot of ether jumping here to get out, and it is going to take a minute. Yeah, for those not familiar with how Out of Bounds works, essentially every room is in a box, unless you're playing Prime Remastered. And in that box is normal gravity, and out of that box is ether, where you're gradually rising little by little. As you transition from normal gravity to ether, there is a 3-frame window where you can perform a jump. So every time Storm hops in and out of the ether and jumps, he is nailing a 3-frame window. So if you're already good at super guarding and Paper Mario 1000-Year Door, you should also be pretty good with ether jumping. Unfortunately, I missed what I guess what Chad is pointing out is a comical freeze frame on the Pirate Commandos. Dace also going through, and Dace also going through Sank entrance here. I wonder if it's just because Dace. Oh,
Oh, that's kind of bad.
I get what Storm was trying to do.
I wonder where the ether box is here.
I don't even think this is. Maybe it is Dark Cat East's ether box.
Yeah.
It feels like this is more.
Yeah, this is Cat East.
You can still see the grapple point from Hive Dynamo Works. I just saw that. You see that on the right side of Storm's screen? Near the missile icon? You can still see the grapple node.
I see it.
Dace also seeing the generous code here today.
Yeah, something you want to do when you're warping into rooms like that is try not to go too close to the door, because sometimes the game likes to pull you back to the door.
Indeed. So yeah, we're just going to hop back to the side here. And I believe Storm could ceiling warp back in like so.
Oh, the spider track is a bit weird because they're wrong roomed.
Alright, and now Storm has completed successfully the Hive gyro skip. Took a while, but Now Storm is going to detour for... is Storm going to do quad skip now? Ooh,
Maybe
Storm,
you gonna check for Annihilator here?
Oh, nope, that left switch wasn't triggered.
I think the right thing to do here is, yeah, you check for this Annihilator, and then there's already a key ATS. So you might as well just head back if it's nothing.
Yeah, that's what the thing that really kind of stinks about quad skipping right now is that you have to do ATS anyway. And if it's in the screw attack wall, then, well, at least you have screw attack by now, but even still. All right, so it looks like Dace is about to do the same skip here. Also trying to squeeze a little bit more beam ammo here. Unfortunately, has to do this the hard way because no major AoE attacks. And Dark Burst is on quad, so... Yeah, actually, thinking about... Chat brings up a good point. If you quad skip from here and go straight to ATS, actually that wouldn't be too bad. The only downside is you're going to have to go the long way around Sanct Temple access in order to go back to deliver the energy. Since we now know Annihilator Beam is in a pretty dumb spot. Unless, of course, Annihilator is just chilling in ATS.
Yeah, it's still a 50-50, I guess.
Yeah, right now it's a 50-50 between ATS and Hive entrance. Which it looks like that's where Storm's going. All right, and we are seeing Dace prepare to get screw attack here. And yet, just casually, out you go. A little bit lower than I think he would have liked, but he'll make it work. Whoops. Too low. Yeah, that should be enough.
I'm pretty sure Storm does at least. I'm not sure about Dace. I mean, Dace probably will. Luca, as their mentor, will probably know how to do it. They don't already somehow. And that is Annihilator Beam and Hive entrance.
And that is disgusting. I would like to point out that was locked by Dark Visor, which was also locking Screw Attack, which was required for Annihilator Beam in Hive entrance. And that, my friends, is the ball drop. So yeah, other than that, the majority of the items were pretty free. Seekers on Boost Guardian is a little bit rude, but honestly, you were already hinted to go there anyway because Spider Ball was hinted there.
I love the floor for this room. It's just too high for you to kind of roll freely past it.
Looks like Dace got booted back out of the tunnel here. Yeah, screw attacking into floor tunnels is certainly easier said than done.
Oh, looks like... Okay, so... Dace will probably get it, just needs to jump out.
Did jump out, and did the terminal fall? Oh no,
it's the terminal fall.
That is a no-no. Well, guess you're ether jumping back up too. Yeah, So that being said, again, folks, we have pretty much solved the seed. So yeah, things both runners need to do at this point. Both need to fight, well, skip or fight quad, take your pick, and return the Sank energy.
Yeah, at this point we just have everything.
Both runners need to fight Chica. Dace needs to fight Power Bomb Guardian, where Storm has to go get the last Chica key in Mining Station B. That's pretty much the only thing that separates the two, other than what you see here. Unfortunately, again, Unlimited Missile's not the best pickup for this, for boss fights. Unlimited Beam Ammo and double damage especially would be really good for quad. You know, Chica, Unlimited Beam Ammo is probably the better upgrade, but for quad, I would say double damage is far superior. Because then you can just knock out the legs in one shot. You can knock out the legs, you can hit the antenna with a super missile instead of screw attacking it. You got plenty of options.
I have a feeling what Storm is going to do after they get their sync keys is they will route Lower Torvus Cannonball into Aegon to get their Aegon keys.
That seems like a probable play, because you have to... well, you don't have any other reason to go to Lower Torvus besides picking up Cannonball, but that will save you a ton of time on Chica. Alright, looks like Storm didn't have too much trouble with Phase 1.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
And we are seeing preparations for the inbound quad skip. Now, this is very dangerous here because Storm has to essentially not fall down after taking the energy. If Storm misses the screw attack onto the platform, quad's not there anymore, and by extension, the central platform is not raised, so you're screwed. So yeah, a bit of a moment of truth here for Storm. Now, I do believe he took a safety save in Hive Gyro for this exact purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, Quad's gone now. He left because his planet needed him. That looks good. Yeah. All right, that is a successful inbound quad skip.
For some reason, like the inbounds quad skip sometimes scares me more than the ETS one. I don't know why.
I think it's because you know what's going to happen if you screw it up. Whereas with the out-of-bounds quad skip, it's a lot. It's you can just either jump your way back to where you need to be.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that being said, I've never quad skipped in my life yet. That's on my to-do list of major tricks to learn. Ooh, and Dace has found unlimited beam ammo and ATS. I think Storm skipped that.
Yeah.
Alright, now where's Dace going? Dace is going... Oh, I think Dace wanted to go back down Cat West, but unfortunately you have to go out through Vault in this case. I would like to point out that we've had our key knowledge and been in no mode for a while. We still haven't picked up any of those keys. That's how many steps we still have to go through just to be able to get our Sky Temple keys.
Yeah. I don't think it's too bad that Storm missed out on unlimited beam ammo, especially if they find Cannonball. Or,
Yeah.
well, they know where it is. It's just if they get it.
Yeah, Dace at the very least could theoretically skip Cannonball and have a fairly pleasant Chica fight. Because then you can just spam Annihilator Beam. Oh,
And
if you needed to know where Screw Attack was. Which doesn't help because this area is Screw Attack locked anyway, so thanks game, thanks a bunch.
not necessarily.
I mean, you could have
Fight
got
Caretaker.
Here. Yeah. It was almost a Caretaker seed, too.
Not sure why Dace is checking these
okay.
hints, though.
I'm also not sure why Dace is checking these hints.
I'm pretty sure they got the hint for Annihilator. Did they forget?
Also, seriously, Cobalt Translator hint behind a Cobalt hint?
Whoa, that was like a really good boost. Oh, is that double damage?
It is. Oh, what do you know? All the multiplayer pickups were just other multiplayer pickups were just chilling and sank. Double damage is also going to be really nice for. Oh, okay, dodgy quad head.
The answer question chat. Dace is looking for Annihilator, but has already got the hint for Annihilator.
It might have been that the dots just connected for him, and he's going to go get it right now.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it looks like both runners would prefer to do the inbound quad skip under these conditions. And, yeah, I think... Oh, yeah, Storm is going to go out of the way here for double damage. I think this is worth it. This will save a little bit of time.
Yeah, it will definitely make the Chica fight much shorter.
Yeah, I mean, you have to face two bosses still, so... I was about to say, Storm, you have the cannon.
Well, I guess not getting Cannonball has paid off in a way.
Yeah, you could BSJ Screw Attack from the gyro side into that tunnel as well.
Okay, so Storm is probably, okay, doing the Aeon cleanup. And then goes to get Cannonball, goes to fight Chica.
Yeah, also gets to make that pit stop at Dark Oasis, too. Since, yeah, he's already fought Power Bomb Guardian, so... And again, we would like to remind the audience that this seed's logic required you to get all the tools necessary for normal Grand Wind Chamber so that you can get Dark Visor. That way you can get Screw Attack in Hive Dynamo Works. That way you can get Annihilator Beam for Quad in Hive Entrance. And Light Suit was relatively free. Because the suits were in Sand Cache and Underground Tunnel. And Emerald Translator was early.
Where is Storm going? Did I not remember the keys?
Dark Oasis.
Right, yeah, I had a feeling. Like, I'm missing something here.
Now, that being said, Storm is going to have to come poking back out here looking for the last Chica key. Which, again, we know where it is, and now that Storm has Screw Attack, more than likely he's going to make a detour to Sand Canyon. But, yeah, he's got to know that it's got to be somewhere in that neighborhood, if only because everything else in Aegon was fully cleared in the first pass.
Storm. Oh, right. Getting the Battleground key, but
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
right.
fine.
Battleground in cache is a sky. Yeah, that checks. Battleground in cache is a Sky Temple key. This is going to end very badly. Okay, never mind. I thought for sure Storm was going to bonk on a platform.
Okay, so it's the battleground one, gets Dark Oasis, takes the portal. Okay, this isn't actually that. This is like actually pretty good.
Yeah, this is about as good as you can get given the circumstances, because you basically can just dump right out at main reactor and go straight to mining station B.
Yeah, I feel like if you, yeah, this is fine.
And on top of that, you can get the key and storage A at the exact same time, so. And then coming out of that, the downside is now Storm has to walk all the way around Aegon to get back to Torvis. That's about it.
Oh yeah, could yeah, as Bog kind of pointing out, if they did the second trip to or did Dark World second, you can hit the save station and then you return the energy, you get the Sky Temple key, and then you can ride the light.
Oh, yeah. For a minute, I thought Storm didn't return the energy, but now Storm, he did. That being said, you know, I've had a race where I blundered and forgot to return the Sank energy before, so. Yeah, don't forget to actually return the Sank energy when 2-Mos is required, folks. So yeah, I guess what Storm is thinking is do the mining station B and storage A area, go from here to Torvis Temple. That does put you right around the corner to Chica. Reed asking, anything good happen while you're gone? Where the heck have you been? This seat is complete trash. Thank you for jetting this. We had required Vanilla Wind Chamber for Dark Visor so that we can go get Screw Attack in Hive Dynamo Works for Annihilator Beam in Hive Entrance.
Yeah, I think Inghive pretty much had a lot of like really good stuff, except for you could say a beam ammo and energy tank. The energy tanks are cool.
Did Storm just get red Kraylaid from the top of the trail?
Yeah, there's one that's kind of nearby this. I can hit you sometimes. Annihilator's your friend here.
Okay, it looks like Storm's gonna do the Screw Attack method. I personally like this because with the Screw Attack method, the angled terrain leading up to the oof, Quad is bullying Dace here. The angled terrain up to the key, up to the item, is actually really, really convenient. If you do get some forward momentum, you'll just slide right up it. So Screw Attack can be very helpful in that regard. But yeah, the early game was fairly free. We got suits hinted very early. Most items kind of fell on our lap. But yeah, Wind Chamber Vanilla to Dark Visor to Screw Attack to Annihilator is basically the story here. All right, we are going to see our inbound quad skip from Dace here. Unfortunately, is about to get shelled. Okay, manages to block it.
Yep, took cover.
Unfortunately, the legs do have a full-blown vertical collision, so you cannot roll under them. Oof.
Getting knocked down by Quad.
Now, would it be beneficial to stun Quad in this instance by just, you know, knocking down the antenna?
Probably. I guess it depends on how fast you think you can do this.
Ow.
There is a standable that's near the leg itself. So
Yeah.
this is... Kind of
Luckily,
wondering what.
yeah, luckily Dace does have light suit, so has plenty of time as long as he doesn't take too much fire from quad to set this up. And even then, with dark suit, this you would have had plenty of time anyway with 4 energy tanks.
Yeah, Dace is taking quite a bit of time to do this.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would say at this point it's looking more and more like Storm's race to lose. Whoops. Just because Storm already has way more keys, just picked up Cannonball, and does only have to do Chica and Tumos now to finish up. So yeah, I'm willing to put this race in Storm's favor at this point.
Yeah. Doesn't have unlimited beam ammo, but can refill for the fight.
Who needs unlimited beam ammo when you have Cannonball?
Yeah, cannonball and double damage. It's pretty much don't need it.
Yeah, 1 million damage in 1 frame. I'm not even sure if Cannonball is enhanced by double damage, but that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining a Cannonball-related boss in Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, bonk.
Mm-hmm. I think that portal is going to close. Yep.
No.
Rejected. Alright, Dace has also successfully quad skipped. Yeah, portals, when they're energized, do only stay open for about 15 seconds, so... Yeah, I think we are still going to see a beam refill from Storm here, because there is a really funny thing you can do. You can do this technically with any suit, but with Light Suit, it's just free because you don't take damage. If you sidestep Chica Larva, when it bonks onto the platform, as long as you're far enough to the side, it won't actually lash out its tongue at you. And then you could just go to town on it, and it'll just stay there for a while until, like, its normal attack timer is up. So yeah, Storm should start. Okay, stepping back is also apparently just fine too, but this is the general idea, is that you just stand back, you go to town, you take down Chica in 1 cycle, and hey chat, do you want to see a boss get completely and utterly annihilated? Well, there you go.
Yep, and Chica turns purple, and it's gone.
I foresee a... Ooh, wow. Dace managed to stave off a floor bonk there. Nicely done. Although I'm fairly certain that was just a lucky bonk there. But yeah, at this point, Storm just needs to save warp out of Venomous Pond, and then that's pretty much...
Yeah, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, overall, not a particularly terrible seed. Not a terrible seed. It's just the end game was what was really kind of a train wreck here. Because let's be honest here, we've been in no mode like for a solid like what 40 minutes. But the cleanup process was just really brutal today.
Yeah.
And it looks like Dace has decided to go from sank to lower Torbus as well, but has to do the statue skip here, courtesy of not lowering it before it gets its second try.
And Dace is going to run to Cannonball here.
Yeah, and he doesn't even know it's there yet either. So it's just going to get this convenient pickup on the way to Powerbomb Guardian. That's going to make Powerbomb Guardian even more free.
The Storm is off to final bosses, while Dace going to fight the Powerbomb Guardian.
Yeah, it turns out leaving behind Mining Station B wasn't the worst thing in the world for Storm because it was an easy route in with alongside Dark Oasis. Ooh, whoops. Just looked on the playback. Looks like Dace missed a spider track for a second. Now, luckily, with unlimited missiles, Storm has the luxury of being able to refill on power bombs very easily through these ingworms, although with the ammo refill before Chica, that shouldn't be a problem. I think he's full on bombs. Ooh, careful you don't bonk on the ceiling. Yeah, luckily with Cannonball, Dace can just take power bombs to the face and not have to worry about it. And courtesy of double damage, this only takes 2 measly super missiles.
Oh yeah, I think Dace missed out on double damage.
Dace did miss out on double damage because he went straight to Wash Station after returning to Sank Energy, rather than going out from the gyro side. Storm, that was a pretty textbook phase 2 there, nailing all 3 power bombs. Ooh, Emperor starting off immediately by jumping.
Good damage.
Oof, then gets sidestepped. And now Emperor will charge.
One more.
Oop, I think, yep, Storm is... Every time I see someone screw attack to the left of Emperring during his roar, it's like, yep, you're gonna get hit by the kneecaps. Still not a particularly bad Emperring overall. Phase 1 and 2 definitely made up for that Phase 3.
And because Storm has the double damage here, it's 12 shots with Annihilator and 3 pellets with Power Beam.
Mm-hmm. And assuming we don't see any disasters here, this will set Storm up to 5-0 in the rounds of Swiss, and this will hand Dace his first loss of the tournament. That being said, with both runners now having 4 wins under their belt, they should be in a... I don't know what our setups are for the brackets yet, but I'm not sure if... I know for a fact that Storm is going to have clinched a spot with this win.
Nice little screw attack. Probably just going to finish off with the double damage.
Yeah, Dark Beam missiles is a very good way, especially with double damage. This is nice and fast. Oh, all racers make brackets. Okay. Thank you, chat, for enlightening me.
And that's GG.
Storm finishing with a race time GG time of 2 hours and 4 seconds, and Dacian in the meantime has issued a DNF and will not be finishing. GG's to both of our runners. Fantastic race. Great seed.
Yep, quite a spectacular seed.
We will try to get our runners in for an interview momentarily. Which reminds me, we gotta mark people. Let me do that real fast. Okay. And it's still 6 rounds of Swiss, yeah?
I think so. I'm not actually sure. I think it might be 5.
Oh, this is the last round. Okay, so yeah, that does in fact confirm. So yeah, Storm has swept the Swiss. Very nice. And so yeah, he will be given the #1 seed in the brackets. Dace still finishing with a 4-1 though, so that's still very respectable. All right. And we are starting to get joined by our runners here. So Lucarius and Dace, welcome aboard.
Hello, hello.
So GG's. Talk about an ending. That second half.
Yeah, that seed was. Yeah, that seed was interesting. Bad bosses, bad. Yeah, a lot of stuff. It was fun though.
Yeah, the bosses, we at least for the bosses you knew right away. But what was really brutal was that end game, because you had to do vanilla wind chamber for Dark Visor, so you can get screw attack in Hive Dynamo Works, so that you can go get Annihilator Beam in Hive Entrance.
Heck yeah! At first we were like, huh.
That was pretty.
Yeah,
good.
that was workout, but.
Storm, welcome to the booth. GG, congratulations on a brackets, not a bracket, on a Swiss sweep.
Thank you.
GG's. GG.
So if I'm not
this one
mistaken,
didn't get an invite, I think.
You can share your invite with him. You can join off the same one.
Let me try.
yeah, we're still having some glitches with SpeedGaming invites, I see.
Yeah, I also didn't get one, but I got Dace's one.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Sorry. That's partially my fault. I'm a dummy. I forgot I have to mark both of you as finished as well. Or finished or forfeit as well. My bad. My bad.
Ah, there they are. Yeah.
Hello.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry,
GG's.
Cestrion, my fault. I forgot that I need to mark both the mentors as finished too.
All good. On
All
that
right.
note, what the hell, Reach?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that, I mean, it really, let's be honest here, the first hour really wasn't that bad. I mean, save for the fact that you immediately knew that Chica and Quad were required, or Chica and
Yeah.
Tumos, rather. But you did both do inbound Quad skip without too much difficulty. Dace, Quad was bullying you for a little while, but you did, thankfully, not soft lock.
He was not playing nice.
Yeah, I think enemies in general were just bullying you the entire day for both of you, because I think there were issues in Wind Chamber, there were issues in Sank Entrance. Yeah, it was like the enemies were just not nice today. Storm, you definitely had the I would say Storm, you definitely had a pretty solid endgame route, because you ended up skipping out on the mining station B key until after you went back for Dark Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
Which allowed you to just get that, then route in Cannonball, or get Cannonball rather, than route that in and then go fight Chica.
Yeah, I think the routing we did in the end was pretty nice. I was pretty sloppy and I made quite a few mistakes, but that worked out at least. Especially when I went to pick up the screw attack.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's rip. But we managed to somehow recover.
You both had falls in Hive Gyro, so you both struggled a little bit there.
I mean, I fell there and then I managed to fall down the hive elevator as
Oh, yeah,
well,
there was
even
that.
further down.
There was that too. Yeah, that was a brutal one, because yeah, today I learned Hat Area Transport East has a lousy ether box.
It
Yeah.
does.
So my question is, what was the big difference maker this seed? Because from what I'm
Yeah.
gathering right now, we kind of did the same thing. So what's the big difference here?
For the most part,
I would say one thing is so Storm got Amber fairly early, whereas Dace
yeah.
did not.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Another thing might be kind of hard to say.
yeah, I think Storm also decided to go from Lower Torvis to Sank to start cleaning things up there. And decided to do Powerbomb Guardian before the cleanup. So back, because by that point, after hints, he still didn't know about Annihilator Beam or Screw Attack. So Storm ended up going through Lower Torvis first and cleaning that up, and also opened the statue for getting back out later. So that saved a little time on his part. Although, to be fair, Dace, you did nail the statue skip on second try, so.
Yeah, I guess we also did a lot of back and forth in Sank, probably. We had, some stuff happen there.
Yeah, you both did double dip Spider's treasure for Gravity and the other Chica key. Or the other Aegon key, rather. Luckily, a Morbus wasn't required. That would have been hilarious. It was looking like it for a minute. We were getting spooked.
I almost wanted it. If you're gonna do two boss, might as well do them all.
Yeah. Luckily, I mean, again, we found out the bosses early, and luckily the keys were not the dumbest thing, because the keys can be literally anywhere. So
Yeah.
you got kind of a lucky break there. The real meat and potatoes of this seed was the end game hunt for Annihilator Beam. But at least the game spelt it out for you.
True. We were just going to do that for a second there, but luckily not.
Yeah. Although, Storm, I don't think you scanned it, but the Screw Attack hint was in Watch Station, and there was a Cobalt hint, a Cobalt Translator hint in Main Gyro. Thanks, game. So that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess if I decided to go up to ATS first, and I would have found the screw attack hint first. But since I went around the other way, then I saw the movements on a movement item on Dynamo Works, and I knew immediately I was screw attack. So we just went to the safe station and say warp to get the Dark Visor. I was hoping not to have to do the puzzle, but when we saw that, we're like, okay, yeah, just have to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Required vanilla. Grand
And
Chamber.
credit where it's due, Storm. You putting off Cannonball for as long as you did, it did enable you to not lose it there for Wind Chamber.
Yeah, and I didn't have to. We thought it wasn't a good idea to pick it up because we don't have Screw Attack yet, so we might have to lose it. We know we have to do Chica. So I just decided to leave it there for later, and yeah, that worked out. I didn't have to worry about it. I used quite a few cannons as well, so.
We figured that was the case. Also, you waltzed right by Unlimited B Memo. What was the other ATS check?
Oh, I was wondering if picking that or not, but but I didn't even look at it
Yeah, I think we didn't get a good look at it.
because I kept bonking on the wall. And I was getting
We were
annoyed at that.
we were just glad we were done.
Well, I don't blame you, frankly, because yeah, that end game was really brutal. It's just the amount of backtracking, because you literally had to go all the way back to Temple Grounds, then go all the way back to both corners of Hive. Other than that, I got not much else to say, except both of you have very respectable finishes in Swiss, so you both should get high seeds in the brackets.
I have high hopes for both of my mentees here.
Yep, same.
Other than that, not much else I have to say. Cathuman, anything else you want to bring up?
Oh yeah, one thing, just one little nitpick, I guess, is Storm did not check Meditation Vista. I was wondering why.
I forgot.
Okay. Okay, that's all I wanted
Valid
to know.
excuse.
Fair enough.
He just forgot.
All
Yeah,
right,
I mean, I guess now I know how to do Wind Chamber Vanilla, so good to know.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You learn new every day.
All right. Well, with that said, folks, I think it is about time for us to wrap up here. Thank you once again for joining us on this Week 5 round of Swiss for the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer 2025 Mentor Tournament. Cathuman, do we still have any more races down the pipe for this week?
Quite a bit. I don't think we have any today, though.
All right, let me punch up the schedule. Ah, here they are. Oh, yeah, we've got 3 races queued up for this weekend. Our first will be Friday at 8 Eastern, Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, plenty of races, nice various times a day. But with that said, folks, yeah, I think we're going to call it a day here. Thank you to our runners, Storm and Dace, for putting on a fantastic show. Thank you to Cestrion and LucariusLion for being wonderful mentors. And Cathuman, thank you for joining me here in the booth this afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the commentary as well, Captain.
Thank you for commenting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, folks, for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next mission. Take care.
See ya.
See you next mission.
Bye.
Bye.